from Insanity. I can still hear them laughing in my ear. Oh dear, what happens when you put the Chuckle Brothers together, or Chuckle Sisters? I guess that would work, you know. We're going on to Haven, which is SUMN FC's pick, and I expect maybe a little bit more fight here from the side of SUMN, I guess, even bigger, like more confidence. I'm struggling from what we saw in that first map there, Mitch, to have too much faith on what we're going to see here going into the second, because when it comes to it, Monkey Business didn't really even shine on an individual way.
You know what? Like, if you were watching that previous map and just like Frankie, you thought, "Oh, SUMN, more of that," or whatever the hell that was, then you're gonna be very happy.
Save me.
This should be more than what we saw in the previous, because realistically, SUMN are incredibly comfortable on Haven. If you're Monkey Business, you're probably already feeling down and out a little bit. It's a pretty tough loss to take on the previous map. Again, you can look at that scoreline and say, what was it, 6, 7 rounds? I don't even know, but barely any. The reality is, of the rounds they won, I would say they got 3, where they can feel comfortable that, you know what, we won that round because of merit and, like, heads up, no gambles, no random plays, no, you know, our opponents were on ecos and we had rifles, and this sort of stuff. So it's tough. It's tough to come into this one and feel confident. And I think some of the best players struggle with the mentality game. Now we got to see if Monkey Business are going to be a team that can manage that as well. A wall up inside the window. It blocks off most of the window, but I think it gives a gap on the left side. Possibly. We'll have to see it from if anyone does walk in there. It's irrelevant anyways, because after they put the wall up, they leave. They shift walk to the A site, and now there's a 3-man stack on C with 1 player B. But luckily, the remaining A player was a Killjoy, so immediately spots out those players, knows that they were on the rotate, knows that something fishy is going on, and now SUMN FC have realized they just need to play a default. They need to play 2 on A, or 1 closer for B. Need to play 2 C, 1 playing inside the garage, and now they'll be ready for this push.
30 seconds left.
We played a bit of Ring Around the Roses, and it's all trying to get them to move out of their positions. But SUMN, they've stuck to their guns in the end, and they could potentially be looking to lock this down. They'll wait for the over-rotation to come on through with the rest of the players. But they are still going to be trading it out. But Monkey Business, they get the upper hand. Both the swings on by. It's the Frenzy bringing up all the kills. And Tivik, he's all alone. 73 health. It's not impossible, but they poke for him. Ooh, when he landed the second shot, there would have been a chance. But Chak's there to save the day, and the pistol round goes to SUMN FC. Which means so far, they've won all the pistols throughout this game, throughout this series.
3 out of 3. More and more of that pistol magic. As SUMN FC pick up their first and look for their second. We saw them before play this one with Frenzies, but that was on the attack side, when they had really weak weapons. Now, when you're on defense, you can't group up. Frenzy is not that threatening on medium range. 5 Frenzies on medium range are quite threatening. Obviously, you mix that in with some Spectres, some Sheriffs that they had as well. But when you're playing defensive side, you can't group up like that. I mean, technically you could. You could just all push C, and they'll plant A.
Play only retake.
Exactly, yeah. Probably not the best with those weapons either. So the point is, you have to spread out. You have to play defaults, and you'll be in 1vx fights, or 2vx fights, where your opponents have the numbers advantages.
Ooh,
and that's exactly what we just saw. The Stinger is able to take like a 3 versus 1 fight, and that outweighs the armor and the Spectre that was on the other side. Doma, though, he snuck through the smoke. He sees that no one's here. Mystic, it's a whiff, and he almost loses his life for it. Luckily, no one else was close by, and Monkey Business are falling apart.
Monkey Business seems to have potentially big-brained themselves. They had B-site under control. It would have been easy for them to walk in. Then they wanted to change it up and trade it around. Now Element is all alone. It's a 1v1, and they'll start off strong there onto Boaster, but the other 2 players are going to be quickly rotating in, and they can just play off this together. He's already used his heal. He's at full health, but now he needs to deal with them in some way, potentially being able to separate them. Position's going to be known, his location's going to be revealed, and he's just dancing behind the box, waiting for the attack to come in. And there we go. He's dead.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Banks, I didn't see anything that just happened. I don't know if it was the same for you. Okay, cool.
I was just trying to wing it, mate. I was just trying to pretend I knew what was happening.
Yeah, because it just completely froze there for a moment. So I was like, thanks, you dead? But no, we're both seeing the same thing. Okay. Well, that's either way. Regardless of what happened, SUMN FC took the second, and with it, I think 2 players survived, right? So they end up carrying forward basically nothing, considering what they invested. And if this was a normal second round, where your opponents take an eco, that would be terrible. That would be a really good round for Monkey Business. But they forced up as well, and that's where the problem comes into play.
And you think, right, because Monkey Business forced up on Ascent and they got the win when it was looking bad, they're thinking, okay, we'll try and repeat that success again, we'll try and make it work. Well, now they're potentially looking at a 3-0 deficit early on, and not only that, SUMN FC will have a lot of credits to play with. They'll be in a real good spot from start to finish. I like the approach from Monkey Business in trying to fake out the sites, trying to make sure that SUMN FC are kept on their toes, but so far, SUMN have been able to just work their way back into it. So I guess we're going to have to look at how deep the strat ball goes here for Monkey Business.
Exactly. They've rolled the dice. They've taken the gamble, and it hasn't paid off. And sometimes that happens. Now you've got to deal with it and see exactly how you recover. SUMN FC have already pushed all the way down C long. They've got information that there's no B push from the rotates that they had made. And off the back of that, I mean, if it ain't B and it ain't C, Banks, there's not many more places that it can be. So there's 3 players on the A site, or at least Boaster is very, very close to it. Close enough that he can pop a flash right here and allow his teammates to swing on through. Oni could be in a little bit of trouble if that flash... Well, he would be. He'd be dead if that flash comes into play. But they've turned their back. They hear the players on long check back in time, but Oni, quick headshot, shot darted, and Doma finishes off 2! Oh, 3! And the classic can't come out in time, but it doesn't matter. The rest of the team are already here, and Monkey Business leave Vic in a 1v3 that he just cannot win. That was massive work by Doma. If he doesn't find those kills, they very well might have lost the round.
Yeah, definitely would have been on the cards there because Monkey Business found their way in after that initial Sheriff kill going up. This one here by Oni. Yes, he took the shot dark damage from his teammate, less than ideal. That wasn't what he wanted to see. But yeah, if it wasn't for Doma there, they definitely could have been overrun and someone could have been looking at a 2-1 at this point. But they have got the big round in play. They're still going to rock it with 2 Spectres in hand as well. It'll be interesting to see now what Monkey Business do. So far, it's all been about the fakes and trying to put someone in a position where they're fighting for information and trying to grab a little bit more.
At the end of the day, they did just push Doma into a big clutch situation. Had he not have won that, the round would have been lost, and that's a pretty good move, considering the buy they were on. In fact, it was a better round, I think, pound for pound than the previous. But a loss is a loss. And although it can set you up for victory in the future, the problem that they're going to face is the ultimate economy being massively in favor of SUMN FC. They are rich as can be with a Hunter's Fury that's just being popped now, a Showstopper, and a Rolling Thunder. You know, the Hunter's Fury doesn't find a kill, but it did tag up 1, and that's all it's going to get. The spike planted still, as it wasn't within the initial Hunter's Fury blast. And so we end up in a retake, but one that can very easily be won. Showstopper comes out first. It's popped. They go, oh no! Spam in the smoke! Takes down Doma. Trade is there, but that's devastating. Cloudburst to try and slow down the retake. And AKM finds it up close. Monkey Business. They're back in action. Mo's gonna clutch a 1v2, and it's not looking very easy to do.
Definitely not easy at all. Mo will go down. Monkey Business stands strong. If that Raze ult had popped off, it could have been a whole different story. But instead, the spam through the smoke works out perfectly. And Monkey Business, they grabbed their first. Again, okay, there was 2 Spectres in the hands of Chak and Mystic here. But they weren't able to get anything done on a round like that. Now they're even going to struggle to get a full buy from losing this round. It puts them in a bad spot quite early on here to allow Monkey Business to fight back in this with the superior weaponry.
I love the attempt. So there's a couple of things. When they ran back in for the B retake, I think it was Chak, if memory serves correct, that jumped through the Cloudburst. Now, normally that's a terrible idea. If there's a Jet up close with a Phantom, she'll spray you down. She'll see your feet first, easy. But they'd been hit by a Rolling Thunder, so the rate of fire was greatly reduced, meaning it had to be a headshot. But it was, so that's unlucky.
You will not kill my ally.
I'll leave it at that, though, because Monkey Business, despite the very slow rounds that they've played out previously, have upped the pace completely. They've already found the opening fight that didn't quite go their way. Then, rezzed up, popped a Hunter's Fury for, again, seemingly no reason. They really throw that away. On the attacking side especially, for post plants, it's so valuable. And right here, they've just thrown one out. But still, 5v5 and a perfectly winnable round versus the very weak pistols. They just have to be careful they don't run into this A stack.
Monkey Business. Very well set up for this push-in, though. And the longer they run the clock down, the more we'll see someone start to maneuver themselves around. Already, 3 players more towards B for now. Mystic just chilling up in garage. Oh, that's already come through, though. The long play. Only he's got so much information here. He's heard what's happening. The rotation's there. These sheriff shots are popping off. And Mo, he's perfectly playing around the boxes. He doesn't need to be facing off just yet as Unco goes down, supposed to be able to pull it off. They are getting it done with the lesser weaponry, hardly much invested, and only by he's all alone, falling back, and he knows there is no hope in this round for him. A 4-1 lead now for SUMN, and he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to go down here on 7 health. He needs to hold on to that weaponry. They took far too long for Monkey Business that SUMN still managed to pull it off. But again, it's that sheriff shots making the magic happen.
You had the teleport up into heaven by Unno, and they thought, well, that could be the difference maker. He opens up a separate angle, takes down the A site players, but Boaster, he knew exactly what was going on. He pops down an aftershock. Unno tries to jump out the window, but he can't get anywhere near it, taken down. And off the back of the sheriff shots from Mo, Doma with a classic finding a double.
Get out of my way!
That was it done. Closed out. And Monkey Business, despite a solid opening with them finding their first round, falls apart. 2 abides, and again, should have been easy. Oh my god, well, that's just not okay.
Mystic.
It's not okay
That's
at all.
just evil. That's just absolute evil. He's like, you know what? I'll spam the first to get the kill. And he's like, you know, I'll take another shot. My luck seems to be good today.
Yeah, sprays them both down. I love it. Little transfer on it as well. I think it was Hypox said earlier, like, my smokes don't work like that. Yeah, neither do mine, buddy. They, But for Monkey Business as well, just a quick throwback that they used a res. I think the teleport right as well. My sound isn't working, but I'm pretty sure they used the ultimate of Omen, not a Shadow Step. And they used the Hunter's Fury in that previous round versus an eco and lost. It genuinely doesn't get much worse than that. So they've spent so much, they've got so little, and this round right here starts out with losing 2 players to a spam through a smoke. Can you imagine what the mentality is like right now for these players?
30 seconds left.
Well, they've got to keep that mentality strong because there's a hell of a lot of rounds into this. And it's certainly one they can come back in. Oh, the wall goes up for the left side again, but it doesn't even matter. They may get 1 kill in the end onto Doma, but SUMN, they were ready, they were prepared. And they're in a good spot to continue this solid defensive side. One thing I'll say, it has been a bit closer on a few rounds for Monkey Business to try and get some rounds. But when stuff like this happens, you really just got to sit there and take it, haven't you?
No, man, I second guessed myself when I saw that initially. Just that you didn't mention it, I didn't. I thought maybe they'd like recon darted from A to C long and I'd missed it. But no, that was a completely random strike.
Yep.
And he gets them both. I mean, come on.
Go on, do it again. Do it again.
Go on. Oh, they're taking the orb. They've gotten away with it by the looks of things. Tvik now just 2 away from getting his Hunter's Fury back online, but honestly, from what he's been doing it so far, I don't think it's even worth mentioning. They have genuinely thrown away so many ultimates on rounds where they don't need to, versus ecos with huge man advantages at the start of the round for absolutely no reason. Now, sure, I've seen like early round Hunter's Furies plenty of times. Clear out angles you want to push, or regularly held. Yeah, exactly. But every round and never finding success with it, you know, you got to reconsider. Oh, they don't even shoot the Nano Swarm. They tried, but they missed. And Shaq activates it, takes the kill. There's another, looking for 3, swinging on through. But it's the showstopper from Doma to close it out. It's almost BM at this point, Banks. It's not looking good. It's looking anything but, as Oni is all by his lonesome, taking a fight against 5, and Boaster closes it out and puts 6 on the board. Well, as I said, this map was set up to be just more of that. Exactly what Frankie asked for, and she's getting it.
We'll have to ask her if she often gets what she wants, because she might be calling for more games for us in these next couple of days. Because they seem to be going rapido this time around. And okay, you got to be fair, right? Monkey Business are a newer team. SUMN are one of the best teams in Europe. They finished 2nd place for the first strike main event. They're a team that we praise so heavily on their setups, right, and their protocols when it comes to being a team. And they're showcasing that from start to finish here. Not a big buy round coming in from Monkey Business. They're just going to find themselves on the pistol, but they will find themselves able to get into the A site. Someone are being smart. They don't want to be overwhelmed, so they're going to play the retake as smart as possible.
You got to go in for this. You got to go for every round right now if you're Monkey. Oh, my, well, goodbye. Sprayed down straight away with a 2 versus 5. I mean, look, you've got weak weapons. You can accept it. But running through a choke point like that when there's a wall up, meaning there is only one very narrow angle you can go through, it's a risk. And it's not one that paid off even remotely. With that, 7-1 on the board. We've got a spike plant. We have no kills. And Monkey Business still looking like they're down in the dumps. This has got to be one of the hardest games to play. I know a lot of these guys, or all of them, I think, have got a background in professional play across a couple of different games, but still, this is probably going to be one of the greatest mental tests they've had.
Yeah, it's all about the mentality to keep on going no matter what may not be working, right? Try and figure something out, try and find a gap, but trying to find a gap against a team like SUMN is very hard to do. And it was one of the things where you look at SUMN and you say, this is where they're such a well-versed team. Now they're starting to get so confident they even want to push on forward, and it's a gun round here. The spam comes through, and Doma charging forward. He's not done yet. He's on the hunt for more. There's plenty of players there. The ult from Poster comes through a little bit too late, but more kills still go SUMN's way. There's potential here for them to just rip them apart. They put it into a 1v2, and it's full aggression from SUMN to deal Monkey Business another loss, and that has just been the theme so far throughout this game. It has been a stomp from start to finish, and SUMN, they are making a statement early on here, because if they do win this match, that's it, 2-0, straight through to face Liquid tomorrow.
You know, that was one of the better rounds for Monkey Business as well. Like, the reactions were there. They grouped up as 3 outside of A long. So when that push came through, even if they were hit by the Rolling Thunder, they would be able to take the fight with an advantage, because there's so many of them to hit, and the rate of fire doesn't matter if you've got 3 guns. Then the other side of it was, once the Rolling Thunder hit after they found the initial kill, immediately Unknown turns and Paranoia's long, so that they still got a kill, but they can't get clean kills or push for all 3. So it was nice. I think they played really well as a team. The reactions were there. The utility was used perfectly. Just that SUMN FC had better utility to use. They had the ultimates and they hit their shots. But I liked it. I want to see a little bit more of that from Monkey Business. They've just tried to plant the spike. And average Jonas is rubbing his hands together because his shock dart lineup came through to take down that player. That's a yikes. You gotta check the skies when you're up against the Sova.
Plant facing upwards.
Shadows traveling.
Exactly.
Monkey Business could have potential to hold on to a round like this, though.
Nowhere to run!
Unko wants to try and play off the smoke. He's going to sit inside it for the meantime. Doma going to charge on through. First few kills found. This could be it. Exactly what they needed. It's still a 2v2, but they've got great positions with AKM on the flank. The Sova down on C long. Going to continue to spray through and keep them busy for as long as possible. The charge comes forward, and this is it. The job is done, and Monkey Business finally get another round on the board. It wasn't easy, it wasn't pretty, and SUMN again charged all the way down A long. They're starting to give that no respect style straight to the faces of Monkey Business, but they're going to slap back a little bit here. Can they keep it going, though, is another question.
They've already given away 8 rounds, which is tough to play against. We know SUMN FC's attack is going to be clean and clinical. We've seen it in just the previous map. So if you're Monkey Business, it's not going to feel good getting 2 rounds, but maybe if they can push it to 4. If they can stop double digits from being reached by SUMN and stop them even getting close, it would be a good start, a good boost. Fault line at the very start, smoke outside along, but that's not going to do anything. These players have already pushed past it. They're pushing up and getting control of A long, looking for short as well, looking to play together. Element has his res, which is why he stops for a second and plays a little bit further back. Covers the Omen as he puts his smoke down, and they look to just push straight onto the site. But SUMN FC have played retake here a number of times in the past, and it's only more likely to come through when there's a lockdown in play. Utility popped. Now we're going to see that lockdown coming on through. I'm surprised Hunter's Fury wasn't activated, but I think there was no one there to properly cover him, so he didn't want to risk getting pushed down. Now they're all grouped up. They're all ready to go. Jack puts down the lockdown. Here's the retake, and a tough one for Monkey Business without a Hunter's Fury of their own to destroy that.
Oh, will they expect this?
Look behind
Jack did have a good idea this might be taking place. He might be able to destroy it in time, and he does. Perfectly done by Unko. He's kept them busy. And he's going to continue to try and deal some damage here. He holds on back as Doma. He lands the perfect showstopper, and potentially still someone can pick up this round. Tavik goes in for the kill, but he's too late to come into the fight. Defenders pick up a round, despite Monkey Business giving it all they could to try and hold on. And as we hit the last round, Summon are looking at a potential 10-2 scoreline on their map pick.
They're just better practiced. They're better rehearsed for these scenarios on the Summon FC side. Monkey Business had some great plays there. That round, again, looked really good from them, and I don't want to take it away. Again, you may notice in the previous map, I was very harsh because there were next to no good plays. And I mean that, hands down. But in this one right here, I think the last 3 or 4 rounds have looked very good from Monkey Business. But Summon FC's reactions to these scenarios are so quick. TB behind, they've destroyed lockdown, who cares? Let's just push forward. Let's take these fights. They isolate one at a time. They realize Sova's the last player that they don't know about. They're watching for the flank for a moment. One player sticks it, the other one swings wide. They've got trust in each other that they can stick that spike and the other will buy them the time. AKM, he's on the back.
He's lost.
Already pushed in the side, but the problem is they've spotted him now at the turret. Still a stinger on range beats Mystic, but the push through the smoke from AKM. A trade again from a weaker weapon, a Sheriff this time on range. This is madness. Monkey Business, I thought they'd thrown it away by losing their Vandal on the back C site push, but they pull it back and they've now got a man advantage with a res still in play as they push towards A, and a lurk from Cypher on C that probably won't get a lot done because Summon FC are safe rotating.
Take flight.
Mo here on the flank though, and he's heard it all, so it's easy for him to pass the information. Both already starting his rotation over towards A. And this is it. Tavik gets all the information. Oh, nice nade coming out from the Raze as well. Good damage to be had. Mo on this flank, able to deal more damage, picking up the pieces, picking up the kills. And once again, it could be problematic for Summon, but Tavik, how did he pull that one off? They were lined up and he shut them down. And now Tavik wants to go in for the kill, potentially. To take this fight, to clutch it out, it'll be huge. A 3rd round they desperately need. He's playing the long game and he finishes them off. A 3 kill to end it and clutch it out for a 3rd and final round.
Switching sides.
But have they really done enough?
This is the thing. In that round right there, not this one, that was disgusting by Mystic, but A long, you had full control. They then ulted, no, sorry, not ulted, they put their drone down through short, and they got a lot of information that it was clear, but they didn't spot Mo. So he's able to take one player, jumping about, blissfully unaware that he's there, swing through to get the flanker as well. The Cypher, who I said wouldn't do much, and I then thought he would do much because he was flanking the flanker, but he got spotted and killed. So we end up then with 2 kills from Mo. He pulls it out a little bit further, almost clutches the round, off the back of one small bit of miscommunication. The call that was made there looked like it was A short is clear. And in fact, they only knew half of it was clear. There were still angles that a player could be hiding on that they hadn't checked out. And that's where you need to communicate to your teammate. Be careful, there could still be one there. You know, I don't know. And again, this is something that gets better with practice and with time together as a team, where you start to realize that these small nitbits of information, 9 out of 10 times they don't matter. But when they do matter, they cost you rounds.
Unko needs to be careful here. He's got Element backing him up. The Jet ran on over to get healed and could have run on over to the right side here.
Neutralized.
Oh, nicely done. Shock dart paying off. Vic trying to not get caught out by permission. He jumps up.
Area.
He tries to land. He tries to make it work. But he's going to be overwhelmed and surrounded. Again, Summon have the lead and they're all over the map. Every single position they're pushing from, and Mo, they line up for him. They're confused. No matter where they want to try and go, there was a Summon FC player waiting for him.
I mean,
Element.
There's a chance. There's an opportunity if it wasn't for this flank.
No.
The turret, the player on long distracting him, and there we go. 1 HP down to the turret. A wall bang from a turret. I think it might be the first that I've seen. Of course, it locks onto you, and it sprays after you for, one burst, and then when you disappear, one more. So that bullet just panning through when you're 1 HP, it'll be more than enough to take you down. 10-3, and that's every single pistol round now has been won by Summon FC. They're leading the charge in individual duels, team play, just about everything is going their way. But for Monkey Business, this map has looked... And again, this might seem very weird if you look at where they were in the previous map, which was this exact same position, 10-3, after the second pistol round. But they've looked a lot better on this map than they did on the previous. And that's good that they're warming up into it. Maybe a little bit of shakes. It's their first official as a team, right? So you got to give them some slack.
You certainly do. And you have a very tough opponent to go up against. SUMN is no easy team to take down at all. But I like this from SUMN this time. They're aware that Monkey Business like to try the force rounds. And that'll give them the chance to be more cautious when it comes into this. Element looking to play very forward. Get up close and personal. Hoping that the player's going to first of all look up high. Which is the usual spot in a round like this. But look at both of them. So patient with timing. The clock's running on down. Doma's hearing the footsteps. The players are going elsewhere. Doesn't poke up into it yet. Spots the Sage out. Oh, the Stinger wins out that one.
Close range, red fire, it's just too good. Paranoia is fantastic, but he didn't catch Chak with it. Chak could still see plain as day. Took the frag, and this could be the round now, because, okay, they've caught Boaster. They checked it. Oni's got a big brain, and now a big opportunity to get back in here and actually take it. Tvik is going to put a recon towards the back of the site. This will spot out one, but it won't see Mystic. He's up close, and he's being pro-fired, taken down. Oni with another on the retrieved weapon from Boaster's corpse. Chak has to do it all now. The 1v2 hidden in towards short. Wait, they're not covering? He can spray through. This is crazy. He gets one. They line up for more, but luckily, it was only a Spectre. With the spike already stuck halfway, there's more than enough time. And we get a fourth now for Monkey Business. They forced up the second round of the previous half and the one before it, but they didn't find success last time. This one here, though, it goes their way.
Out of 3 force-ups they've done, they've managed to win 2 of them. It's not bad. You'll take it. But that one was real close. There was no cover, just a cage down in front of him. The spray wasn't quite connecting. Now Monkey Business need to try and gather themselves together. And they don't want to lose their heads to Doma with that Sheriff. That was all too close for my liking.
You know, at this point for Monkey Business, pushing up on A long. Okay, there we go. I thought they were going to continue to go because they had 2 players. Excuse me. 2 players there. But it was just so that they could put the wall down and still have Unknown lurking. That's just fine. He's going to pop a smoke down towards middle by the looks of things. But they're already droning it out. Seeing that it's clear. The turret up above him, it's not spotted him. They're going to break this and run on through. This could be Unknown with a massive play, but he's caught with his smoke out just about. Manages to get the Stinger in time and runs for his life after dropping a Paranoia. Has cover from his teammate, but Tvik, why the mid push? They'd spotted multiple players outside of A, and you know if they're not committing to A, they're rotating back. This is massive. The spike dropped now on long. Everything's spiraling out of control, but luckily it was just about retrieved from Monkey Business. A 3v2. Smoke from the open. Mystic not checking the left. This is a messy round, and Chak is left with it all to do. A frenzy in hand, so it's not too likely. He wants to just put his turret down, so he's assured that he's safe to climb.
Spike's down.
Still walks away with 1 more kill. It's not bad, at least. But yeah, I agree with you, Mitch. Completely messy. It was all over the place. That unnecessary push coming out from Tvik. Wanted to try and maybe get a wraparound if all of SUMN were there. But you got to remember, SUMN do love to play a little bit of a lurk in. And those lurks can really hurt.
And the thing is, you know, it's almost like you gotta realize you're in the Spider-Man meme as well, right? Where they're pointing at each other. Because Monkey Business play hard lurk as well. We saw it from Oni multiple times so far when they were on their attacking side. So it's very weird that they, knowing who they're up against and knowing the kind of buy they were up against, don't presume that there's something more at play. But nonetheless, we go 10-5. SUMN FC have been in literally this exact same position before, where they're just pulling their rifles out as Monkey Business hit half their score. And this is where we saw them go 0 to 100 real quick. over in the previous game. I like the cage. Oni was able to just about stay outside of the range of the Aftershock, drop his cage down, slow any kind of garage take, but some FC aren't looking to go fast either. They just now get into garage, in fact, long after the utility has disappeared. And whoops.
Oh no. Oni completely run over, and Doma's not stopping anytime soon. AKM jumps on through to try and shut it down, but he's instantly traded out. 2 players left alive, and the spike plant will come in soon enough. Element needs to land these shots, but already finding himself tagged up, has to drop the heal instantly. Fault line working out perfectly again to just push players back. And SUMN, they're able to create the space they need to make sure they can get themselves into the after plant positions they want. And like you were mentioning, Mitch, when someone have got the big guns and they're ready for it, this is when they really come alive. They're not going to allow Monkey Business to stretch too far ahead on these rounds.
Yeah, you just have straight overwhelming flash play coming through, followed by the split through garage. It's a very standard play from SUMN FC, but one that pays off tenfold. I mean, Doma opened up a lot of space for them. They reacted perfectly to, although they'd spent a lot of utility in clearing out garage, as soon as the cage went up from Cypher, it's not about the fact that a cage was activated, it's the fact that they saw him throw the cage. They saw it land and activate. So it's not, oh, they're trying to stop us taking garage. It's there is someone in garage. And you don't want to take that fight rushing through a cage, which blocked off the possibility of any of their flashes actually hitting from where he was. So at that point, they just say, well, let's slow it down for a second. Wait for his util to disappear, flash through, take the control, and what are they going to do? You know, if he's still here, he's dead. And if not, Doma runs straight through to site and kills him anyways. It was clean. It was clinical, and it's what we've come to expect from SUMN FC. That's why it's 11-5, and that's why this team of SUMN, just from the start, we said they should be dominating in this game. Nothing to do with who Monkey Business are, but it's more so what we expect of SUMN FC as a team.
Now AKM does have his knives out if it starts to get a little bit dicey. There's also a revive in play on the Sage, so Monkey Business have a couple of big ultimates to play into this round if they want to use them. For SUMN though, they're certainly in a good spot as well. Now this Cypher camera not being spotted, not even being checked just yet until the very end, will mean that the first 3 players are giving away a lot of information here.
It's a gamble to still go towards A after giving all that info away. You can see exactly why, right? Monkey Business have rotated over. They've got 3 players waiting outside of this site for the push to come on through. And I think only, yeah, he wanted to peek out of that smoke for maybe a split second, but he knows you can't do that right now. Someone could be just about to burst on up there and take you down.
There we go.
Jack, that's a fake. That is a huge fake, because it's going to clear out B completely, but it's also going to keep the 8 players a little bit distracted, a little bit concerned. But here we go. Smoke, teleport, even a showstopper committed as well to guarantee they get this site. B is theirs. Which one does he go for? That was a 50-50 coin flip, and it could have went the way of a kill. But Mystic's shot does instead. So a 5v3 and one that's not looking too winnable for the Monkey Business team until they get that res off.
Take possible here from Monkey Business. The Hunter's Fury coming through, it's going to force them off the spike. More damage to be had, they're pushing on through. The confidence here from Monkey Business, it may be their undoing as everyone gets sprayed down. They wanted to try and challenge it once the Hunter's Fury went out. But the setup was too strong from SUMN once again, and they're at match point and series point to make their way to the semi-final tomorrow. And this buy here, Mitch, it's not what Monkey Business want. They're going to have to pull out all the stops on this one.
Yeah, absolutely, James. You know, you're 12-5. You're sitting in a position as SUMN FC where everything is there for you to work with. And as you said, it's not what you want if you're Monkey Business to come in with a Spectre, a Stinger, and some pistols. But it's not like they have much choice. The cash is tough to come by. There better not be players on Classics. Ooh, Vic, hello. There's an opening for him. AKM going to be pushing all the way forward with those knives in hand, looking to force an up-close fight. And they don't seem to suspect this. They've cleared out mid. They don't have a clue that he's here. He turns around, and he can see them take Mystic down, but Mo was quick to react and take the frag for himself. destroying that recon that came down towards the bottom of mid, but they know there's 2 here at a minimum. For that, I mean, that's basically the whole team spotted. But look how cautious they are. Monkey Business don't want to push. They don't want to give away the advantage that they've found now. That it's only a 1-man advantage. And considering the weapons they have, that might only put them on equal footing. They've used up their ultimate already. And if you're Monkey Business, holding the tight corners is pretty much your only choice. Your best opportunity for sure.
Shock dart.
Oh, Mo not able to make those shot darts connect. The Doma's going to run on into the C site. Mo's keeping him busy for now, but he's taking a fair amount of damage. Could give up a weapon here, and it's exactly what he does. Monkey Business now in a 4v2. And okay, Summoner are so far ahead, we don't expect too much from in this. But for Monkey Business, it's all about getting some key rounds. More dignity rounds, you would call them. But that might not even be possible. Doma and Chak, they're trying to make it all work in their favor. Chak continues to face. He gets himself the first, puts it into a 1v1, forces him into his hand, and Tavik goes down. And so do Monkey Business's chances as going forward in this tournament. They